Hey everybody, it's the Big K Experience and the Spilt Milk Show on the B. And today we're going to be talking about a Fitbit that caught a cheater, the top 10 love lies guys tell, should kids be forced to hug relatives on the holidays? The Girl Scouts say absolutely not. Your life for sale? It can be. And drunk sex yacht crash. Boom, the story kind of self-explanatory, but I'm going to break it down to you all coming up. So over the weekend, I went to a barbecue where I got smoked out. Like literally the campfire smoke was on me the entire time I was sitting outside. But it was such a great time. It was at my friend Dooley's house, and he cooked T-bone steaks. And when I went home, this is how I understand how body, mind, and spirit are three separate things. And I'm gonna break it down to you really fast because it's gonna take me a second, but you'll get it when I get there. It all started with a T-bone steak. So I get home and I'm reminiscing over the flavor of that T-bone steak because he did a good job barbecuing it. It was fantastic. And there was a bunch of us. So there's just T-bone steaks piled up everywhere. Took a long time to eat it because they were bigger than my head. It was fantastic. So I'm reminiscing on that situation. And my brain goes, boop, hey, you know you're gonna have to eat tomorrow and you have no food in the fridge. And my spirit says, oh yeah, I want one of those power bowls that I got before. Even though they have little to no food in them, obviously they keep you full, so I'm not really too worried about it. I don't need a lot of food, I just need to stay full, so I need a power bowl. So I decide I'm gonna go get a power bowl. Well, my body completely disagrees with me because we just got home from that barbecue, and I'm full, I'm fat, full, and happy exactly where I am in my bed. But I'm like, nope, I gotta get breakfast because I don't wanna have to get up early and I don't wanna have to go down and do it. So my brain goes, yeah, boop, boop, you're gonna have to eat. Diagnostics on the body's ran, your legs aren't broken, you can go. And the body's like, yeah, you better believe I can't. So I go to sit up, and my body's aching for no reason. I was perfectly fine when I laid down. Now that I'm getting up, my whole body hurts. So my brain goes, hey, your body hurts. And I say, I don't care, we're still doing it. So we go outside. I'm walking. I realize at this point in time, my brain goes, you forgot your phone. Remember last time when you left with your phone, you couldn't get Safeway coupons? I went, you're right. I'm gonna go back and get my phone. So I turn around, I go back to get my phone. The body's like, what are you doing? I didn't even want to leave bed the first time, and now we're walking back just for a phone? What is wrong with you? So I go, I get my phone, I turn around and start heading out. All of a sudden, my heel starts hurting for no reason whatsoever. So my body's really telling me, calm it down. Let's just go take a seat. Let's relax. Let's just not worry about this anymore. Nobody wants any part of this. Let's just chill. Well, my brain runs diagnostics again. The heel's not that big of a deal. I can make it. So my spirit, of course, wants that microwave power bowl. So I start making my way down to the store. I get down to the store, and as I'm walking in, all of a sudden there's all these different foods, and now my spirit's excited because my spirit is basically my personality. My brain is my RAM, which is basically my random access memory of the things I've plugged into it, and the way it breaks down information around me, reminds me of things I need to get done, and of course helps my body function. And then my body is the physicality of myself, and it helps me obviously operate. So when I get into the store, I realize, because my brain reminds me, did you remember to check for your wallet? No, I did not remember to check for my wallet. So now I'm pissed off at my brain because my brain did not remind me, but it reminded me of my phone. How does it remind me to grab my phone to save money, but it can't remind me to grab the thing I keep my money in? How is that part of its breakdown of reality? You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there upset now, and I'm like, brain, why can't you remind me about my phone? Or why can't you remind me about my wallet, but you can remind me about my phone? My brain's like, ooh, error 404, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has nothing now. It has no argument to that. My body's going like, well, we're not walking there and walking back. Does your heel still hurt? You better believe it does, because I made it so. So go lay down, and it's time for us to go to sleep. My spirit, of course, now been brought down, and I'm a little upset about life, says, you know what, yeah, I'm just gonna go home and I'll get breakfast in the morning. So I head home. So when I lay down in my room, I realized three things were going on at that moment in time when I left. Of course, not literally, because my brain and my body and myself, we are not all talking to each other. But what I did notice is that my spirit is my personality, so it's a thing that makes me want different types of other things. You know, like, for instance, the power bowl was my spirit wanting that. My brain just reminded me that I needed to eat, and my body was telling me it didn't want to go anywhere. So that significantly impacted the way I think about myself, because I know that my brain is just a tool. It's just a tool to remember things and to break things down so that I can be more functional. My body obviously gives me that physical influence where I can get up and move around and walk around. My spirit, however, is what drives the train. So whenever my brain reminds me I'm hungry, it's my spirit that decides what I'm gonna eat, where I wanna go, what kind of person I wanna be, whether I want to diet, whether I wanna eat fast food, whether I wanna do all the different things that I might want to do throughout the day. And that, I was also explaining this when I was talking to addicts, about addicts. You got to remember your brain is a reminder, right? It's a tool that has random access memory. So what it does is, it says when you first decide you're going to quit drugs, because I spoke at a meeting about this, that your brain says, hey, you remember we haven't used in a while. You still want to use? And your spirit says, no, I don't. I've decided to stop. Your body, of course, is screaming at your brain, hey, I remember we used to have a good old time using, like I used to feel fantastic. Why do you not make me feel fantastic anymore? And the brain goes, it's been 3 days now we haven't used. And as that process goes, your brain keeps reminding you, because that's its job. It's its job to remind you of the things that it thinks you need because of the information you put in it. Your body reminds you of the things that it thinks it needs because of the things you put in it. It's your spirit that makes the definitive choice. So that goes through all aspects of your life. And now that I'm dieting and I'm eating these health smart foods, my brain keeps going, Taco Bell is just as expensive as these frozen meals. And my spirit says no, because the calories are like 3 times higher. My body says, but Taco Bell sounds fantastic and it's fast. And we don't even have to wait 5 minutes for it to cook in the microwave. My spirit goes, shut up, body. Brain, tell the body to shut up. And I told you to erase those reminders about the Taco Bell. And my brain says, no, I'm not erasing nothing. Error 404 all over the place. Anyways, so it's weird how little things in your life can change the way you look at life. And that's what you got to take a second to think about when you're making your way through life. Is look around you, understand what you're doing. Maybe it'll help you out a little bit more. I mean, I'm no expert in life or anything like that, but I am starting to realize more and more things around me and how to become more functional in them and how to redirect them in a more positive manner. And it all started with a T-bone steak and then me forgetting my wallet, which, by the way, I ended up leaving in the morning, went and got a couple of Power Bowls, got to work, microwaved them, had to wait forever to eat. And I was starving like Marvin, so my brain knew what was going on. My body was a little bit of a wussy in the beginning, so it did not care about being hungry the next day. It just didn't want to move. And my spirit was right in the first place. I should have went and got a Power Bowl that night. And I should have checked for my wallet. Thanks for nothing, brain. So an NFL Network correspondent, Jane Slater, says her Fitbit caught her ex cheating. And you're probably wondering how exactly that would ever happen. Well, her soon-to-be ex-boyfriend decided to get themselves Fitbits. And what they would do is they track each other's workouts and then, of course, spy on each other and find out who's doing the most workouts and try to challenge each other and keep each other motivated that way. Except for the fact she was checking her Fitbit history, and his heart rate all of a sudden skyrocketed at 4 a.m. when he was not at the gym. So she caught him cheating that way. So then she noticed an unusual bump in his heart rate in the middle of the night. So that's what really happened. And that's hilarious to know that a Fitbit caught you cheating. So it does literally pay attention to everything that is going on in your biology, and that's including a little sweet, sweet loving. All right, speaking of the Fitbit cheater, here's what Cosmopolitan.com says is the top 10 biggest love lies guys tell. At the bottom of the list, nothing's wrong, I'm fine. That's what guys and girls say. Anytime someone says, yeah, I'm fine, usually it means they are not fine. So you should probably fix that situation. Number 9, this will be my last beer. I swear, this is it. I'm calling it quits after this one. And then all of a sudden you hear, and that other one just busted open. And number 8, no, your butt doesn't look big in that. Any guy that says, no, your butt doesn't look big in that, probably just wants to see the clothes off of you. They just don't care whether or not your butt looks good, bad, ugly, whatever in those pants. As long as you take the pants off, we're pretty much happy campers. 7, I had no signal. I don't know what that means. Number 6, my battery died. That's why I couldn't call you back. My battery died. What do you expect from me? You harpy? Number 5, sorry I missed your call. It has, voicemail and it notifies me that I missed the call, and sometimes it sends you, if you have Google Voice, then you get full-on text with the whole message in it. But so that's not really an excuse anymore. It's not really a lie you could tell, because if you miss someone's call, you've been notified. Number 4, I didn't have too much to drink. I can do this. I can perform. Don't worry about it. Oh. Number 3, I'm on my way. I don't understand how these are love lies. Number 2, it wasn't that expensive. And 1, I'm stuck in traffic. That, I understand, is a love lie. I'm stuck in traffic. That's why it took me an extra hour and a half to get home from work. What do you want me to do? A bus crashed or something. Some goats ended up on the freeway. I don't know. All right, so should kids be forced to hug relatives in the holidays or during the holidays? Well, an annual viral PSA by the Girl Scouts of the USA is once again arguing no. We've all been in that situation where a family member wants a hug or kiss from our kids, who truthfully seem a little reluctant to dole out that affection. And although it seems like the answer should be, yeah, give Uncle Joe a hug, he bought you something nice, or you haven't seen him in a long time, the Girl Scouts argue that this could be setting our kids up for the wrong idea about consent and physical affection. Think of it this way. The official Girl Scouts website explained, telling your child that she owes someone a hug, either just because she hasn't seen this person in a while or because they gave her a gift, can set the stage for her questioning whether she owes another person any type of physical affection when they've bought her dinner or done something else seemingly nice for her later in life. Of course, not everyone agrees. Many have taken issue with the idea that girls might think they owe affection to someone just because they were forced to hug their grandpa. There are many other ways kids, both girls and boys, can show affection. For example, you can teach kids to tell people they genuinely miss them, inquire about how they're doing, and offer a high five or a thumbs up as a way to be respectful while still maintaining their boundaries. All right, so I understand where the Girl Scouts are coming from, but here's the thing. All right, showing affection to the family, it shows that you love your family. All right, it creates a tight-knit bond. The second we stop touching our own family members in a hug, which obviously releases dopamine and makes you feel better about yourself as a person and makes you feel better about your relationships, doesn't mean that some stranger can walk up to you, buy you a gift, and you have to hug them. Maybe that should be the point that's pushed across, is you don't go around hugging strangers or anyone that isn't family, that isn't substantial family, you know what I mean? Because I know obviously there's terrible things that happen in this world, but forcing someone to hug their grandpa or the uncle or their aunt or letting their aunt kiss them on the cheek, it's one of those things you grow up with and you deal with. I mean, nobody wanted that aunt with all the red lipstick to be kissing all over your face, but she couldn't help it and you couldn't stop it, so it's something that happened. But they are family members, that close-knit bond. That's what, in Latin culture, that's the one thing that they have, and especially in some German cultures as well, is that they have this tight-knit family. I mean, family that extends for cousins to cousins to cousins. I don't have that, right? Maybe because I wasn't raised in that culture, but I was also raised that everybody's like a singular force and everyone tries to get everything done by themselves. And so each family is an independent self. Where Latin cultures, the grandma is the like high priestess of that situation. Everybody bows down to her from that point forward. All the way down the chain to the third cousins to whatever. As long as that family is related, they listen to each other, they rely on each other, they relate to each other, and they probably hug each other. So I think that the idea that if you hugging a relative would make you go out and hug strangers, that is a lack in communication between the parents and the child, or the siblings and the child, or whoever's around that child that says anyone that gives you a gift you have to hug, because that is not the truth. Obviously, if they're strangers, you do not go hugging strangers. Well, I mean, when you get older, you do, but as a child, you don't go hugging strangers for no reason. That one about the love life? It sounded stupid, didn't it? But you know what I forgot to do again? Oh, that's what it... I hope people think we're doing it. It's used as the best teen punishment ever. And it's a breakdown of this dad that did all kinds of terrible stuff to his daughter, like on her, because he took control of her social media for 2 weeks. But if I don't have the imagery, I don't think I have the same effect as describing the story. So you want to make your life for sale? Well, Tokyo-based company Plasma Inc. is making headlines for inviting people to take part in a controversial experiment. While our online data is already monetized, we all know that, by several technology giants, Plasma Inc. thinks real-life data could be monetized as well, and is willing to pay people to have their everyday life video recorded and sold to various businesses. Now, when I first heard about this, I thought, well, that's kind of crafty. They're going to know what time you eat, what time you go to sleep, what kind of places you visit. But that is not the case, ladies and gentlemen. That is not the case at all. Participants must agree to have their living rooms, bathrooms, changing areas, kitchens, and other parts of their homes wired with cameras that would film them continuously for roughly 1 month. At the end of the experiment, the footage would be edited in a way that would make it possible to identify the participants and then sent to various companies to see if it can be monetized. Believe it or not, hundreds of people have already signed up for a chance to take part in what is being called Project Exograph. At first, Plasma Inc. set the compensation for participants at $1,220, that's $1,220 a month, but now has later raised it to $1,830 per person after criticism that the company was taking advantage of poor people in desperate need of money. Yeah, that's kind of what they're doing. However, I don't think the companies they're going to sell your information to are going to be like, you know, Nestle or Burger King or Carl's Jr. It's probably going to be Bang Bros or Chatterbait or one of the other many porn sites. Because I don't know if you noticed this, but one of the biggest standouts to me was we need to put cameras in your living rooms, bathrooms, and changing areas. All right? Even your bedrooms. What they want is they want camera footage of you doing the things you normally do that people might get a little excited over. Whether it's cooking, going pee, which I find out that is a big deal in certain magazines and publications, or taking a shower. That's the kind of videos I'm imagining they're hunting for, and that's why they're assuming poor people are going to be all about it, because poor people don't care because they need the money. However, you want to put a bunch of cameras in my home, more power to you. I remember when I lived on this street called Paloma Senda, right? And on Paloma Senda, it was a nice house, but there was windows all around it. There was like not a single room where a window was not in that area to where you couldn't see throughout the whole house. Well, me and the missus, we used to walk around naked, right? Well, she was gorgeous. I was not. So every time someone would be looking through the windows and they'd see her walk by, you know, topless or whatever, then they'd see me walk by naked. It's like immediate punishment for staring through my windows. Immediately. Anyways, there's a lot of people out there that would like to buy the footage of you going to the bathroom or maybe in your changing areas or maybe just cooking something, who knows, in your underwear. But I'm imagining those are the kind of companies they're going to sell your information to. It's not going to be like giants like Pepsi or Coke or anyone like that. They don't care about what you do in your bathroom. So meanwhile in Australia, 26-year-old Shia, something like that, Hanley, a deckhand on a luxury yacht, has pleaded guilty to negligence for having drunken sex with the captain when the unhelmed charter boat crashed, causing $140,000 worth of damage. Hanley says, yeah, I did the wrong thing, drinking on the job, you know. I should have known better. I screwed up big time. She added, we were chatting, laying down, looking at the stars, and then got it on. Except she says it in an Australian accent that I tried to do for a second, but I realized I cannot do. But with no one at the helm or serving as lookout, the boat hit a navigation beacon and then crashed into a moored yacht before running aground. The inebriated captain, 46-year-old Jeremy J.J. Piggott, attempted to steer the vessel via remote control during the tryst. He'd lowered the boat's mast to make sure a mounted surveillance camera didn't catch the pair in the act, and it ain't the first time. Earlier this year, Piggott pleaded guilty to 2 counts of recklessly contravening his duty and was fined $4,000 and given a 2-year good behavior bond. All right, the guy's already been busted finagling during his captain, I guess, job, and someone else let him drive a $140,000 yacht. That's kind of their fault.